Hello, can an €8 film camera capture amazing photos? I am Argyrios and welcome to my channel. Today we are going through my experience about Vivitar IC100, which is a focus-free camera. It is like maybe the cheapest camera I ever bought, and I think it's a decent price for this type of cameras. I don't understand why because photography is back in fashion, they make so simple cameras, they put a brand on them. Maybe they are all made in the same factory somewhere in China and they just put their labels on the top and the prices goes to 50, 60 euros and they are not so great. So this is also not ideal, perfect, but let's see how the photos look. First, I will show you like a closer look of the camera. It's nothing super like exciting with features, but I think it's better than me carrying it here to have a closer look. And then I'll show you the photos, and then I'll be back with some thoughts. Okay, let's have a closer look to the camera. As I show you, it's nothing super exciting, but I mean, doesn't have any features or something like that, but I want to show you. So the only thing I quite like is, if you look at this, it has like a camera lens cover. So when you take the photo, it comes up and it comes back later. I think that's the only interesting thing on this one. Apart from that, I just take kind of very basic, but I think it's the design and everything else is quite cute. Okay, the first photo is this one. I quite like it. It goes like a drawing on the street, and you know the bad thing with these cameras is that we cannot sometimes see. I mean, you can see through the viewfinder, but we are not sure exactly what we can see. And actually, I think in this one we see something like maybe let's say like that, and there is some wide area around we don't predict, and maybe that's why I didn't see this. Like it is the thing that we have to carry it, possibly, or something else sitting there. Then goes like a sofa, and it's not too bad. And I think I tried to read later, and I think also the lens on these cameras it's kind of out of focus on the edges. This goes like. Then I also read that maybe it's something it's focusing further from 1.5 meters, and that's why it's closer here, and that's out of focus because it goes closer to me. Just I see this and I like it. And I think this part is, and you will see it in some photos later also, maybe my hand is closer than it should be. It's like a light on outside of a shop. Small things, and they have some like art from a store in the. There was a store like on the left, and they put this to attract the customers. This was a sign love for the streets, and it was nice. It would be a nice photo. I was feeling it was too dark, but then it was not too dark. But my hand is making a mess. But I decided to share. I decided to keep these photos. Oh, and maybe there is a scratch here. But I decided to keep these photos and share them because that was a kind of the charm of this kind of cameras. These are all mistakes, and I wouldn't artificially add them to make any digital photos look like that. But when this like to the film, why not keep it? Again, in this one, I was carefully through the viewfinder try to compose like the photo without including the person here. But and then maybe this one, but yes, I thought I wouldn't include it through the viewfinder. This is like it says like position for the rubbish bin in Greek. And maybe again I was like framed better. I think like this store, but this is quite a decent photo I think, despite this very cheap camera. Again, a decent photo. Ignore this my hand again. I mean you cannot ignore it, but you know what I mean. And again it's here. I have to be more careful. The problem is if you have some collection of cameras, you always forget their mistakes or their things that are not working great. This was like a torso, if a body, and they place this in the area of like breasts, and I find it quite weird. I don't understand why they use this type of like a doll body part to use for the. If it is for an underwear, I understand, but for this one, I just like these bottles. Nothing special. Was a smiley like toy in the rabbits, but again, my hand. Again, this was like left on the street, and I thought it might be interesting. I don't know why I took a photo of this bike, but again, it's playing, maybe more playing around and kind of out of focus here, as you see. This is like a little silly, like if you urinate here, I will cut your balls, and it's funny. And it was quite dark. I was surprised that it came up this, and it's like this, and like the wall around, like playing again with the sign and me being silly. I think this again the problem. I think I was like trying to compose slightly different, but again, the viewfinder was not what I wanted to include. This is better. And I think this is a decent photo again. It's not too bad as a camera. A sign. I think there is a hotel called Monasti. This says like the recipe for the perfect meal in Greek. It's maybe from a restaurant outside. This I think it's a sign of a kind of white wine. And it's funny. And I was feeling like this would be bad because maybe as I mentioned before or after the photos, like the problem with the camera is when you click, sometimes you have to force it too much and it doesn't click always directly. So I thought I was off, but it came up quite nicely, and it's an element of like fun or joy. Again, similar subject. This was like I think like some chocolates like Dubai chocolate or something like that. They are getting popular. I haven't tried them, and this was like a sign that it is about that. And I think again I would try to frame it like closer to this one. Is that I was worrying for this one that the reflection will be much stronger, but it's not too bad. I like this one. I don't know what this is causing. It's a droplet or chemical. But again, my mistake is so many places it was present. I just like these balls on the shop and I decided to take a photo, and it's not too bad. A bike. Again, a nice photo, decent photo. X. There's like a heart from, I don't know if it was like gum, like chewing gum. It's not perfect, but it's like, it's acceptable for film, it's okay. Just some street art. I think I was just wasting the film then. Again, this is like a new burger shop open. And okay, it's like slightly out of focus on the edges, but again, it's a decent photo. It's a nice sharp photo in the middle. Same here and same mistakes as always. Maybe this is like kind of off here. It has to be more aligned, but it's okay. And it's like, it says, fuck the police, but I was like, hey, I just wanted to finish the film, and I think that's all. I hope you like them, and I'll be back in a few comments. So I hope you enjoy them. As I think I make a video when I was speaking for this camera and some others that I felt like I regret buying them. But okay, this one I decided to give it another chance, and I started accepting that this is the problem. I will link you the video there. And I was speaking also like this type of cameras, which in the other video explain why I'm regret buying them, because they stuck and they don't advance the film for some reason. I don't know if I'm so unlucky for both of them, but in this one the only problem I have is sometimes I click and it doesn't take a photo. So some I don't know. My only solution is to keep pushing and until it takes. I don't know why it does that, but it's okay. It's like an €8 camera, but the photo is like, what I like about these photos is it is this aesthetic. Sometimes I'm going to use my Nikon camera with the perfect lens and I'm going to have very sharp photo and nice bokeh, and this is like maybe if I want to print in darkroom or something like that, I have to use this. But sometimes we just want this aesthetic, but I think maybe I was carrying like that, and I don't know how close I was, I really don't know. But maybe next time I have to carry it like that to avoid the mistakes. But this is the only bad thing that happened with this one, and anything else is kind of acceptable. And it's a joy. I just go for my walk, waste my film, come home, develop it with caffeinol, scan, print, and all the process. It was fun, and I hope you like it. And at the end of the day, for film photography, we don't need to buy the most expensive camera. We can just buy whatever we want and just play around, and it's the process which is fun. So I hope you like it. If you like it, please like, comment, or your thoughts, and subscribe to my channel. And you can also check my profile for other links to my Instagram account and other profiles. And I hope I'll see you again. Have a good day. Bye.